My beloved child, pause in this moment, because I want you to hear clearly that your life has never been a random chain of meaningless days passing by. Every step you have taken, every time you struggled to rise again, and every tear that fell silently when no one was watching has been bringing you to this very place. A calling has always existed deep within you. A quiet urging that has made you know you were not born merely to endure, fulfill responsibilities, and then disappear into the crowd. Many times, you tried to deny that feeling because you were afraid you were dreaming too greatly. But that fire never went out. Today, I have not come to overwhelm you with magnificent promises, but to remind you that the goodness God placed within you remains intact. And the time has come for you to stop hiding it beneath the ashes of fear, disappointment, and the years when you were overlooked. I have seen the battles you fought in hidden places. Others saw you continuing to work, smile, and fulfill your part. But they did not know how many days you had to gather yourself from complete exhaustion. Some burdens should have been shared, yet you carried them alone because you did not want to trouble anyone. There were hurtful words you did not answer, injustices you could not explain, and moments when you were misunderstood, despite sincere intentions. You wondered why God allowed you to pass through so much. But I want you to understand that He did not delight in your suffering. The wonder lies in this: what tried to make you bitter could not steal your compassion. What tried to make you abandon faith only taught you to hold more firmly to deeper truth. You are not insignificant, but your difference does not lie in being placed above others. It is revealed in the way you continued choosing goodness when you had every reason to repay evil with evil. In the way you still knew how to strengthen others even when no one had strengthened you. And in your ability to turn painful experience into understanding rather than a weapon. God did not choose you so that you could wear a title and wait to be admired. He called you to become a source of light. And true light does not need to introduce itself. It is seen in the way you treat the vulnerable, the way you keep your word when no one checks, and the way you use your voice to encourage rather than diminish. A lighthouse does not chase ships to prove its worth. It simply remains steady, keeps its light burning, and because of that, those who have lost direction can find their way home. The scars you carry are not signs of failure. They testify that you walked through something that could have caused you to remain fallen. Every mark tells the story of a day when you believed you could not continue. Yet you still took another step. However, I do not want you to make pain your entire identity. You are not only someone who endured, you are also someone learning to build, love, and receive. The new season does not require you to repeat the old story continually, as though life ended where you were wounded. Keep the lesson, but do not carry the prison. Preserve discernment, but release the need to distrust everyone. Remember what protected you, but do not continue living in a posture that is always preparing for disaster. You were preserved not to remain forever in defense, but so that one day you could step out, plant, and watch goodness grow around you. I know you have been waiting for a visible change, a sign that the time of struggle is truly coming to an end. But the deepest transition began when you stopped reacting as you once did. Words that previously took you many days to recover from no longer possess enough power to control you. Doors you once begged to enter are no longer attractive now that you recognize how much peace you would have to surrender in order to remain there. You are beginning to understand that what belongs to you will not require you to humiliate yourself or live in continual confusion. This is evidence of growth. Breakthrough is not only a change in circumstances. It is when former circumstances can no longer govern the new person being formed within you. Stop believing that God sees only a crowd and accidentally passes over you. He knows every personal part of your journey, the dreams you never told anyone, the times you quietly changed your plans to care for loved ones, and the sacrifices you made without expecting repayment. Yet being known does not mean being exempt from every hardship. It means nothing you experience must become useless. A rejection can teach you to stop giving people the power to determine your worth. A season of lack can make you a wiser steward. A departure can free you from a connection sustained only by fear of loneliness. God can transform what appeared to be loss into preparation, not by denying the pain, but by preventing it from determining your future. You are being called into a purposeful life. But that purpose does not necessarily begin upon a large stage or through the recognition of many people. It may begin within your own home when you end a harmful cycle that has passed through generations. It may begin at work when you choose honesty even though no one is watching. It may begin with an honest conversation, a necessary boundary, or a decision to care for your health after years of neglecting yourself. Do not despise small steps. God often places the seed of something great within very ordinary actions and then uses daily faithfulness to make it grow. You do not need to become another person in order to live according to the calling. You need only stop betraying the good values already placed within you. I also want you to understand that blessing is not received through a number, comment, or an emotional moment. God does not need you to demonstrate faith before a crowd so that He remembers your name. Your strongest response is the way you live after hearing these words. Care for what you possess, work uprightly, and manage time and resources with wisdom. Stop returning to places that continually take away your dignity merely because you are afraid to begin again. Seek support when you are weary instead of treating exhaustion as proof of devotion. When you do these things, you are forming a vessel strong enough to hold the goodness that will be entrusted. A new door can open very quickly, but the ability to walk through it and remain on the other side is built through a long process. The world may not yet see the change within you, but that does not mean it has not happened. A seed beneath the ground makes no sound, yet an irreversible transformation is taking place within it. The old shell must open before the young shoot can rise. You are also leaving behind many shells that once protected you, the need to please everyone, the belief that you must carry everything alone, and the conviction that you possess worth only when you are always useful. These things once helped you survive, but they no longer fit the person you are becoming. As they fall away, you may feel empty or unable to recognize yourself. Do not fear. You are not losing your identity. You are being released from definitions that never truly belonged to you. My beloved child, one day others will see the fruit, but God has seen the process for a long time. They may call your transformation luck, but only you know how many nights you fought not to give up. They may see the light without understanding how many times darkness tried to cover it. Do not use future success to retaliate against those who underestimated you. If you still live to prove them wrong, they are still controlling you. Live so that goodness can expand. Your family can leave former patterns, and someone in despair can recognize that the past is not the end. When you are lifted, keep your hands open and your heart humble. What you receive is not only for your own comfort, but also so that you can become a source of help for those standing where you once stood. Now, move forward with awareness. Do not wait for every fear to disappear, because courage does not mean you no longer tremble. It means you do not allow the trembling to decide for you. Take the nearest step you know is right. If you need rest, rest. If you need to leave, leave peacefully. If you need to begin again, do not be ashamed. Time has not forgotten you, and you are not late for the portion of life entrusted to you. Every stage created the depth you will need, so that when a great door opens, you will not be swept away from your direction. I am here to remind you that the years of battle are not the entire story. They were preparation for a life in which you no longer merely survive, but begin to bloom, build, and spread light in the way only you can. You are different, not only because of what you believe, but because of the calling placed within you before you understood your own worth. I did not bring you into this life so that you would quietly dissolve into the crowd. Diminish your light because you fear making others uncomfortable, or allow the chaotic sounds of the world to silence the gentle voice guiding you from within. You were created to become a place of stability during uncertain days, like a lamp set upon high ground, so that those who have lost direction can recognize there is still a way home. When others panic, you are learning how to remain calm. When circumstances grow dark, you do not need to shine through display, but through integrity, perseverance, and your refusal to allow adversity to make you bitter. True light does not need to fight darkness. The moment it is lit, darkness loses its authority over the space. This is also why the voices that want you to doubt yourself continually try to make you forget who you are. They do not necessarily need to defeat you through one great event. They need only to make you tired, distracted, and withdrawn for long enough. They remind you of former failures, magnify weaknesses, and persuade you that someone like you cannot create anything meaningful. But look back at the road you have traveled. You passed through days when you believed you had no strength. Yet you still rose. You were wounded, but did not allow yourself to lose the capacity to love. You were misunderstood, but continued trying to keep your speech clean. These things refined your presence. You do not need a physical weapon to prove authority. Peace that is not easily shaken, disciplined courage, and the ability to stand in truth are already forms of strength that threats cannot easily overcome. I do not call you to resist darkness through anger, violence, or retaliation. You do not need to diminish anyone in order to prove that you have been elevated. What I want is for you to stand so firmly that lies can no longer find a home within you. When criticized, you do not immediately question your worth. When a door closes, you do not conclude that the entire future has ended. When the past knocks again, you do not open merely because it feels familiar. Each time you choose in this way, darkness is forced to retreat. The deepest victory does not happen when every opponent disappears, but when they no longer possess the power to determine your attitude, words, and direction. You have endured enough testing to understand that a strong person is not someone who always retaliates, but someone who knows what their strength is meant to serve. Remember Moses standing before the great sea, with danger approaching from behind and apparently no escape ahead. Through natural sight, every direction seemed blocked. Yet he was instructed to raise what was already in his hand and act upon the guidance before seeing the result. You are also standing before a great sea of your own. Perhaps it is a job that makes you feel trapped, a financial problem keeping you awake, a concern about health, or a desire that has been unable to take shape for a long time. I do not deny the size of the obstacle, but I do not want you to kneel before it as though it were the final authority. What appears to be a wall today can become a path tomorrow if you do not turn away before the road opens. However, understand that an opening path does not mean I will walk in your place. Moses had to raise the staff. The people had to place their feet upon the path. And you must also move when your part of the road appears. Some people ask for an open door, but when it opens, they become afraid because responsibility is waiting on the other side. Some desire a different job but refuse to learn anything new. Some pray for healthy relationships while preserving former patterns of communication. I do not call you merely to stand at a distance and observe the miraculous. I am preparing you to cooperate with goodness through wisdom, disciplina, and faithfulness. If an opportunity appears, develop your ability. If a conversation is needed, speak the truth gently. If you know you must leave a harmful environment, stop making excuses because you fear beginning again. Do not place all your hope in one day of the week, as though that day itself possessed the power to change your destiny. Tuesday can become a milestone if it is the day you decide to live differently. But transformation is not limited by a calendar. What matters is not that an event must happen exactly as you imagine, but that you enter the day with awareness. An opening may come through a phone call, an idea, unexpected advice, or clarity about what needs to be done. There may also be no dramatic scene, but you may discover that inwardly, you no longer desire to repeat your former life. Do not overlook quiet changes. A right decision may appear small on the first day, yet possess enough power to change the years ahead. Therefore, your preparation must begin now. Pray, but also organize. Be grateful for what you possess, while remaining honest about what must change. Clean the inner room that has become crowded with self-condemnation, painful memories, and arguments that never truly ended. You do not need to carry everything old into the new season. Some thoughts must be replaced. Certain relationships must be examined, and habits that no longer fit the person you are becoming must end. Cleaning does not mean rejecting everyone who makes you uncomfortable. It means discerning what helps you grow and what continually pulls you away from peace. Dignity and responsibility. Begin by observing the voice you repeatedly use toward yourself. If you constantly say, "You will fail," you will hesitate before trying. If you believe everyone intends to hurt you, you will close the door, even to sincere hearts. If you treat lack as your identity, you will struggle to recognize available resources. I want you to replace hopeless conclusions with clearer understanding. You may not know everything, but you can learn. You failed before, but failure does not define you. You may lack a few things, but that does not mean your future contains only lack. Cleansing your inner life means refusing to continue feeding thoughts that no longer serve your growth. Then examine your relationships. Some people know only the former version of you, the person who was easily controlled, apologized even when you had done nothing wrong, and ignored personal needs in order to keep them near. When you begin establishing boundaries, they may call your change negative, Do not return quickly to your former self, merely to make them comfortable. A vessel, ready to receive something new, must be emptied of what filled it without nourishing it. Preserve kindness, but do not permit kindness to be exploited. Forgive, but do not confuse forgiveness with continually granting access to someone who does not respect you. New space is created only when you are courageous enough to release what has completed its season. I am also arranging meetings, resources, and opportunities, but do not use that as a reason to remain inactive. The right person may appear, but you need to step out of isolation. Resources may come, but you need to learn stewardship. An idea may be planted, but you must devote time to developing it. Exact timing does not mean preparation is unnecessary. On the contrary, someone who knows the time is approaching lives even more responsibly. They do not panic, but neither do they delay. They keep the lamp burning, organize what is chaotic, and prepare to receive opportunity without wasting it. Remember Esther, who was brought into a position whose meaning she could not initially understand. She was not placed there merely to enjoy status, but so that at the appointed time, her presence and voice could become instruments of protection for many people. You are not in your present place without meaning. The work you are doing, the people you meet, the lessons you are forced to learn, and the trials you have recently overcome may be converging to prepare a moment that will require your courage. Perhaps you will need to speak when others remain silent. Stand for what is right, or use your experience to strengthen someone at the edge of despair. Do not imagine purpose must begin on a great stage. Many life-changing missions begin in a small room through a decision known by only a few people. My beloved child, when your time comes, the world will not necessarily see a perfect person. They will see someone tested who refused to allow testing to destroy compassion. Someone who felt fear but continued. And someone who lived in darkness yet learned how to keep the lamp burning. This is the strength that attracts attention. It is not arrogance, but steadiness. It is not a loud voice, but words with weight. It is not an effort to prove you were chosen, but a life reflecting faithfulness through every action. Therefore, prepare, clear away what is old, and stand firm. When the road through the sea opens, do not merely marvel at it. Step down, because the purpose of the path is not for you to admire it, but to bring you into a land where your light can serve more people. You have not only been called by name among multitudes, I have also set you apart to carry a light that cannot be copied and a strength that does not need display. My beloved child, there is a sacred mark upon your journey, not so that you will regard yourself as greater than others, but so that you will recognize the great responsibility accompanying the gift. This mark causes you to be noticed even when you are not trying to stand out. It allows your sincere words to reach places noise cannot touch, and causes your calmness to bring a sense of safety to someone who is anxious. Some people cannot explain why they want to share their deepest matters with you, why they feel encouraged after being near you, or why the way you remain steady in adversity makes them want to believe tomorrow still contains hope. This is not the glitter of the world. It is the result of years in which you were refined in hidden places. The anointing upon you is not a decorative garment for displaying how special you are. It is protection when you must walk through darkness. Clarity, when many voices try to pull you in different directions. And strength that helps you preserve gentleness after being wounded. You could have become bitter after what you endured. Yet compassion remains within you. You could have used pain as a reason to close yourself. Yet you still want to support others. You could have used success as a means of retaliation against those who underestimated you. Yet deep inside, you still long for a life more meaningful than their recognition. These things reveal that my work within you never stopped. Even when you believed you had been forgotten. I know the world taught you that every good thing must be seized through competition. People told you that unless you move faster, speak louder, and fight more fiercely, nothing will remain for you. Because of this, you often lived in tension, fearing that if you slowed down even slightly, an opportunity would fall into someone else's hands. But, my beloved child, what truly belongs to your purpose does not require you to trample another person in order to keep it. You still need to prepare, learn, work, and act at the right time. But you do not need to operate through panic. There is a great difference between diligence and desperation. Diligence helps you remain faithful to what you have. Desperation makes you rush into every door because you fear no other door will ever appear. My provision often arrives more gently than you imagine. It may appear as an idea returning repeatedly to your mind. A relationship developing naturally. A skill you suddenly recognize needs strengthening. Or an invitation arriving when you have matured enough to recognize its value. Sometimes, provision is not my immediately placing what you desire before you, but my closing a door that would have cost you peace, health, or dignity. At times, the greatest gift is the clarity that helps you refuse something attractive but unsuitable. Therefore, do not search only for dramatic events. Learn to recognize the quiet movement of guidance within every wise decision, every sincere encounter, and every moment when you were protected from what you could not yet see. You do not need to chase everyone to gain recognition. What I placed within you will be revealed at the proper time through the results of the way you live. When you keep your word, others will recognize reliability. When you remain calm amid chaos, they will recognize depth. When you possess the opportunity to wound, but still speak with restraint, they will see strength unlike that of the world. Sustainable doors do not open only because you know how to impress. They open when character, ability, and timing meet. Therefore, stop exhausting yourself by trying to prove your value to those who have already decided not to see it. Use that energy to build what has been entrusted. Develop your ability and keep your heart free from the pollution of comparison. I am teaching you to release the need to control every outcome. This does not mean you become passive. Remain still and call delay faith. You still need to send the application, begin the project, learn something new, manage your finances, and enter necessary conversations. But after doing your part, you do not need to remain awake all night trying to force the future to obey you. You cannot control how others respond when they recognize your value, or how quickly an opportunity forms. When you attempt to control these things, your mind becomes a room in which the lights never go out. Do what is right today, then return tomorrow to me. Peace does not weaken you. It helps you preserve strength for the matters that truly belong to your responsibility. Perhaps you have also noticed that you are changing within. In the past, one rejection was enough to make you question your entire worth. Now, although you may still feel sad, you can understand that a closed door does not mean you are useless. Previously, you explained yourself excessively in order to be understood. Now you are beginning to know when silence protects dignity more effectively. You once believed strength meant never becoming tired. Now you understand that strength also includes the ability to rest, seek help, and return without shame. The radiance others notice within you is created through transformations like these. It does not come from a perfect appearance, but from harmony between what you believe, what you say, and the way you live. When you enter a room with this calmness, others may sense something difficult to name. It is not because you are trying to attract every gaze, but because someone who no longer desperately seeks approval carries a particular freedom. You do not need to overpower anyone in order to be present. You do not need to describe every victory to prove that you have matured. Self-control in your eyes, kindness in your speech, and the way you refuse to allow chaos to pull you from peace speak for you. Receive this with humility. Do not turn the attention of others into food for pride. The light placed upon you is not meant to make others worship you. It was given so that someone who has lost direction can recognize a more peaceful road. Look at Joseph's journey. When he was young, he carried a gift and vision that those around him could not completely understand. Yet, instead of being immediately taken into an honored position, he was thrown into circumstances opposite to everything he hoped. Betrayal removed him from home. Servitude taught him management within limitations. An unjust accusation cast him into prison, where he continued using his gift despite having no sign of where it would lead. The world may have believed he was descending, but in the lowest place. His ability, discernment, and character were being formed for very great responsibility. The pit was not the palace, but what Joseph learned in the pit helped him preserve himself when he entered the palace. Prison was not the promise, but there he learned to serve without immediate reward. When the time of elevation came, others saw only the sudden transition from prisoner to a man of authority. They did not see the silent years behind that moment. My beloved child, your life also contains chapters like these. Others may see only the day a door opens. But I know how many times you chose faithfulness when no one noticed. They may call your success luck, but you will remember the nights when you fought not to abandon integrity.